What's up, everybody? Big Kirk 916, and I'm back in the 916. I'm at Streethick Park in North Highlands, and this is right up the street from where I grew up at. And this was the park that I got indoctrinated into the dope game. When I was young, we used to do a lot of shit. We used to hustle, and this was a park known for hustling. We used to come up here and hang out and watch the OGs, shoot dice up here, play cards, lift weights. They used to have a little weight bench they used to bring out here, and these cats were swole as hell, and they used to be out here, getting their buff on, drinking 40s, clowning, and we were fascinated with that shit. It was something that intrigued us. And so eventually it led to me getting involved in a dope game. And I remember I had no idea how to sell dope. I knew nothing about crack or drugs. I just heard about it. And I knew that dude was making money. And so, the big homie put me up. I told him, hey, I'm trying to come up, man. I had a little $20. And I took that $20 and bought me a double up. And I came up to this park right here. I rode my bike. I used to ride my 10-speed up and down right here on this street, Stephen Drive, North Highlands. And I seen somebody driving by, and they nodded at me. I nodded at them, and they busted a U-turn. And I had a little rock. I shook it in my hand, and they looked at it, and they said, okay, what's up? I said, what's up? And they gave me 20 bucks. And so I did that twice, and I made $40. I left, and I went to my partner's house and took that 40 and got me a $40 double up. Came back to this same park, rode up and down the street, got rid of that. I did that 3 more times that day on my 10-speed, and by the end of the day, I had like $400. And I was hooked from there, man. That was my first major stint as an entrepreneur in the pharmaceutical business. I had bought and sold bike parts, skateboard parts, and shit like that, mowed lawns, hustling, and did stuff like that. But that was my first indoctrination into the dope game. I was 15 years young, and I was just trying to get some paper, man. I didn't have any mentor, no older brother, uncle, cousin, or anybody teaching me about the drug game. I just learned it on my own. And that's how we came up. But we used to be up here all the time, at this park, getting it, I would wait till my mom went to work, and then I would come up here after my brother and sister were in bed, and I'd be out here grinding, man. And I was stacking paper back then for a 15-year-old. It was a lot of money, when you're making, $400 or $500 a day, $300 a day. At 15, you think you're on top of the world. But all that shit is short-lived, especially when you don't know who's the police, who's undercover. I mean, this spot was popping like a fucking In-N-Out burger drive-through. You would drive in one way and drive out. And I mean, they had cats out here from the Heights. You had cats out here from the South area. You had dudes out here from LA. This park was known, man. A lot of money went through this park. And I actually, when I was 5 years old, I actually played soccer here. This was the first park that I played organized sport at. They used to play soccer back here, man. So I went from playing soccer to selling dope here to coming back here now trying to send a more positive message that, the game, man, you guys, especially a lot of you youngsters out there, if you in it, man, get in and get out. One way or the other, man, it doesn't last long. My little run in the game was short-lived. I ended up getting caught up with a homie. Task force rolled up on us. We had dope on us, got caught up. I got busted right down the street from my house, man. Right down the motherfucking street. And, it just doesn't pay, man. So, when you're out here doing these things, and I mean, you might be on top of your game. You might have all the latest technology and all that shit, but all it takes is one person in your clique to be hot because they caught a case and didn't tell you, and now they're working for those people, and it'll end your whole career, man. You know, it's a sad thing, man, when your partner or somebody you think you're cool with, you know, I mean, they do a 6-7 month year investigation, and this person is out here putting these deals together to work his time off, and then they raid your motherfucking spot, and then now you're looking at 15 to 20 years. True story, a homie just got caught up like that. So, you know, it's nothing to play with, man. You know, and it's fun while it's going down, but you got to always have you an exit strategy, and you got to always be looking to try to diversify, because it's not something you can do forever. You know, like E40 said, get in and get out, man. But you know, you're attracting a lot of negative energy with it, and I know these rappers talk about it like it's, you know, the thing to do, and I know people are going to do what they're going to do anyways. Couldn't nobody tell me nothing when I was 15 and I was selling dope. You know what I mean? I wanted money. You know, I didn't want to be a broke ass teenager, straight up. And I'm not trying to preach to y'all about the dope game. I'm just trying to just share my experience with it, you know, because I knew dudes who were professional drug dealers, and you know, they made a lot of money as teenagers, but damn near all of them been in and out the pen. Every last one of them. You know, a few of them had runs where they didn't get caught till they were adults, but everybody eventually got caught up if they stayed in that game. So if you're trapping, you're getting that paper, man, be smart about it. Diversify, buy property, you know, invest in some type of business that's gonna give you back a return, man. But get in and get out, because you know, I don't want you guys to learn the hard way, and there's so much more you can do. If you're able to entrepreneur on the streets, it's nothing for you to go get you a legitimate business and do the same thing on the other side of the fence. So think outside the box, man. If you're trapping out there, man, you know, I pray that you don't have a snitch in your car, or you don't have somebody who's a confidential informant, or that the feds is watching you, man, because like I said, they'll watch you for months on end and then bust your motherfucking head. You know, just be wise, man, be smart, and hopefully you could take a lesson from this, because like I said, I'm not promoting the dope game. I just want to share that I was in it, and I learned a hard lesson from it, and hopefully you guys can learn a lesson too. So subscribe to the channel, man, support Big Herc, trying to be positive and mentor you youngsters, man, so you guys don't get caught up. I would hate to see you guys go to juvenile hall in YA like I did, and have to experience that bullshit, man. You don't need to go to jail to be tough. You could be a motherfucking G by staying out.